Is
Oh, hell
this
yeah.
why America went to war with Iran? And you want to know what's going to be so great about this video? I can already tell you.
What's that?
Oh, he's going to go against the Jews. He's going to be
Oh
an
my
anti-Israel,
goodness.
fuck the Jews video. Let's go.
So, what happened? Well, a few weeks ago, our government had a "that's so Raven" premonition. They had a vision and they saw into the future. They saw that Iran was going.
Okay. Out the gate, she's really trying to convince these millennials. Like, you using a "that's so Raven" reference 10 seconds into your video. She knows her audience. I will give her that.
I've never seen it.
You never watched that? So, okay, you know what?
I thought you were used to that.
Conversation for another time.
Real. So we went ahead and attacked Iran. Now we're in some bullshit war. No, I am not joking. That's basically what happened. Despite the Pentagon saying there was no proof Iran was going to attack, it came.
And here's the dealio. This is actually one of those videos where I probably wildly disagree with Shoe, because I'm A-okay with glassing the fuck out of Iran. Like, I love Kami Mommy, and it's great because she can have different opinions than me and still be like an intelligent and rational individual. But as many of you know, I'm okay with glassing the fuck out of Iran. Frankly, I'd also be okay with glassing the fuck out of Israel. Cindy, any thoughts before I hit play?
I think it's wild that we are able to have a difference of opinion and not be violent about it.
I mean, we haven't met in person yet. You come up to me.
No,
like,
I meant you with Shoe, Gooby.
Oh, because I was like, you and I meet in person. And you're like, I think Goku's better than Vegeta, or Vegeta's better than Goku. I'm going to punch you.
Oh, it's okay. I'll beat you
dream.
to it. I'll beat you to the punch.
Source, we made it the fuck up. Now, there are many reasons floating around for this war. Israel, China, Russia, oil, Iran being 2 weeks away from having a nuclear bomb for the past 40 years, bringing democracy to Iran, and many other things. And we can discuss those things. Maybe it's all those things at the same time. But there is one thing I feel is just not getting enough attention. And that is the many people in our government who believe in a literal doomsday prophecy about this war and are possibly pushing our president to take the necessary steps to make it happen.
Now, I don't know what evidence she's going to show, if any, about pushing Trump to make this happen, but I'm going to say out the gate, I don't think that's the case. Trump has talked about Iran being a threat since before his first term.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Go on.
No, I didn't really follow like political stuff beforehand.
Yeah. This is very on brand for Trump. He has had reservations about Iran since before he was even president.
Huh.
No, I am not joking. No, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is not the Candace Owens channel. This is a real thing, and we gotta talk about it. Now, I know I keep saying the next video is going to be a slop video. I know, I'm sorry, but things just keep happening. But that's okay, it will be over quick, and then we can get to the more important issues, like making fun of women on TikTok. So in this video, we will talk about—
No. Shoe, you keep doing the hard-hitting political commentary. Leave making fun of women to me. I've gotten real good at that lately.
About this war. We will discuss the strange characters who are encouraging it, the doomsday cult they belong to, and I will crash out a little bit. Okay. A lot of it. The Iran war is an extremely hot topic that affects literally everything, from the stock market to gas prices to possible World War III. It feels like I wake up every morning and like 5 major historical events have happened while I was sleeping overnight. So it's pretty hard to keep up with the news lately. And that's why for 5 years now,
so Less's Games, when you say believe the ginger cow thing, when you mean the red heifer, the red heifer is a real prophecy, real as in those in Israel do believe in it. In fact, the Israeli government have been trying to force this prophecy by force breeding cattle for like 80, not 80 years. Yeah, no, about 80 years. Basically post World War II when Israel was, quote unquote founded. So yes, the red heifer prophecy is a believed in thing. Whether it's real or not, I'm not sure, but it is very curious. I'll leave it at curious.
Beg your pardon?
So the gist of it, and this might make for a good tinfoil haters episode. When a perfectly unspotted red fur all the way around red heifer is born, it will signal basically the end of the world, the Jewish apocalypse.
Why?
Okay, Cindy, how big is my nose?
I mean, not that big. It's normal.
Okay, so therefore I'm not Jewish. So why the fuck would I know? Like it's
I
a
mean,
Jew
like,
prophecy.
I never heard of this before, so I figured you might have more detail.
Because you're not Jewish either. It's a Jew thing, man. But yeah, the red heifer prophecy. It is a real thing, and it might be a real thing. I mean, depends. But I mean, I don't believe it. But it's also very nervous. It's very weird that they've been trying to breed a genetically perfect red heifer for 80 years.
Why would you do that then? Why would you try it in the world by breeding the aforementioned cow?
They want it in the world because at the end times, they believe their religion is going to be superior and come out on top. So the sooner you can make that happen, the sooner you can basically speed run your religion winning.
Isn't that like the basics of isn't that the thought for communism? Or like how these wokies think that if they fought, like if communism happens, they'll be at the top of the food chain?
I'll do you one better. This is it's the exact same mentality as fundamental Islamists who want to bring the world under an Islamic regime. There's really very little difference between the Islamic regime and the Jewish regime when it comes to
what
their
is wrong
plans.
with people?
Well, besides the fact that there's a bunch of people who aren't Christian, that's really what's wrong with people, is that there's not enough Christians.
They really do need Jesus. Holy crap.
Literally, yes. Michael Doberman for a 2-banger. Is it weird that I think June's getting hotter? No, she is. I've been watching her for 10 years. She absolutely is.
Who?
And then we had one more come in. Hayden Wayne with a 5-banger. They literally could have just gotten a Harvard heifer. We have had them in Texas for decades, and no one accused the Jews of being smart.
I mean, we're sending the Jews money. The Jews.
They're really good at convincing people to do that.
Oh, man.
Shout out, you two. Thank you very much. This is for you.
Call it whatever, but if I made $1 for each time I made a racist joke, I would actually have $0. Because I'm not joking.
Based? Based? Hello?
Appreciate both you guys. Absolutely means the world to me. Let's keep going.
I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give
All right, y'all know the drill. We let the ad reads play out if we're going to be stealing their content.
them a shout out before we get into this video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun, easy, and transparent way to read the news from all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're seeing both sides. It even tells you who these outlets are owned by, which is really cool. Ground News makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias can really affect the framing of a story. For example, this story about how Trump says he's postponing strikes on Iran power plants.
What up,
A
OG
right-wing
Star Wars?
outlet
Long time no
covered it
see,
like,
girly.
oil goes down and the stock exchanges go back up to the green after Donald Trump talks about Iran. And a left-wing outlet covered it like, surprise, Trump tacoed out of his plan to obliterate Iranian power plants. As you can see, very different vibes here. One of my favorite features on Ground News has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Trump is still more popular than Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom, despite everything that's going on.
Probably
But they're
combined.
still going to run them in 2028,
Right.
aren't they? 29 sources covered this. 70%
Well done.
of them were right-wing, and only 15% were left-wing, probably because it's a little embarrassing. I have been using Ground News for years now. It is one of the first apps I look at when I wake up in the morning. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to get all of their amazing features. So go to ground.news/shoe, that's ground.news/shoe, or use the QR code right here on screen, or the link in the video description. I think what they're doing is really important, especially right now. I feel like we need to see the news in a more transparent and balanced way. It is just a really great app, and I recommend it. So thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad, as always. Right? Now,
Right. I never skip your ads, commie mommy. Never. Also, real quick, I just want to say, I've been streaming on Kick for a long time now. and we've been inundated with bots until recently. We are getting so much love over on Kick. And I just want to take a moment before we talk so much shit on Israel, because there'll probably be a time when I'm a Kick exclusive streamer if this keeps up. Thank you, Kick viewers. You're just being here is so appreciated.
Now
Hell,
give me
back to the
moderator
video.
duties over there, you fuck.
Yeah, I can do that.
Happy day 24 of the special 2-week military operation, everybody. We did it! Mission accomplished. I feel like every day I wake up and Trump is like, we won. And then something else blows up. And then again, he's like, we won. And then we're back at war, but it's not a war, but we won the war. Hey, maybe it will be over by the time this video uploads, because apparently Iran wants to talk to JD Vance. JD Vance is apparently the peacemaker here. Imagine the Iran war.
He's the least crazy.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't actually know why she would say that as if it's a weird thing, considering he's the vice president. Like, this would be up his alley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine possible World War III even in the hands of a Shoe0nHead fan.
Okay, that explains it. That explains why she's saying that. Okay.
Wait, what'd you say?
She said, "In the hands." Imagine World War III being handled by in the hands of someone who's a Shoe0nHead fan, because JD Vance watches her content.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? That's okay. The self-deprecating stuff is pretty good. I'll give it that.
We're all gonna die. People word for word, bar for bar, repeating the NPC talking points that we heard during the Iraq War. This Middle Eastern country is building weapons of mass destruction. They hate America. We're gonna bring them democracy. It's all the same shit. It's all the same people pushing for this shit. Only this time we have social media, and we are seeing war propaganda from all sides being debunked right in front of our eyes. Social media has like truly been the worst thing that has ever happened to the government. Imagine like getting away with decades and decades of propaganda now being debunked in real time by people called like PP Poo 69. Brutal. Sorry, I have to like white balance my camera. I'm using... It's story time. I'm going to be the new Miss Rachel. Today's number is 7, and we're going to talk about Tower 7. Anyway, I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh,
People
I
would
hope
watch.
Iran wins. That's like, I saw people saying that, like, that is psychotic. I don't want to go down with the USS Great Satan. You know what I mean? Like, if we're in a war, I want to win the war. I just don't understand why they're...
You know what? Maybe she's going to be more based in this video than I thought. She's like, if we're in a war, I want to win the war. Like, yeah, correct. Again, I know that she don't like Israel. I know that I don't like Israel, but I thought she was going to take this like hard anti-war angle, but I might end up being surprised. What's your read on this?
I don't know. I mean, like, I think you're right. She's gonna agree that, hey, you know, I don't like the fact that we're in a war, but if we're in a war, we just fucking win it already. Like, that's kind of like my stance on it as well. But also, it's like, based her, if that's the way she's gonna go. I would like this to end quickly. I would like Trump to start focusing on America first, please. And thank you.
Now that would be ideal. I don't know that that's what we're going to see, but that would be ideal. Absolutely. All right, let me real quick hit some of these supers. Several have come in. I want to make sure I get these. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Right here. Matt Bunkle, you're a Jew, Leon. You're taking our money. I don't have a comeback for this. But that, if you know what, if you're gonna call me a Jew, I'll Jew it up right now. I'll Jew it up right now. Make sure you put some money in the Save Japan fund. Put some money in the Save Japan, son. And when you're gonna give me grandchildren? El Murvat for a 2-banger. If Kamala had become prez, those words would scare me. You and me both, my friend. And last but not least, Obi-Wan Kenobi for a 2-banger. And leftist think out of Rant would talk to AOC as VP. Unironically, they think that. Yes, leftists think that they would, that AOC could have a conversation with the Ayatollah or with any sort of leader in Iran.
I'm still giggling at Leon as a goy boy.
All right, you know what? Fuck all y'all. Here's a quick super chat.
I know you've done absolutely nothing productive today, but who gives a shit? You're just a weird little gay boy doing the best you can, and I'm proud of you for making it this far in life as a gay little weirdo. Keep shining.
Keep shining. All right, let's keep going.
There has to be a war. We know regime change doesn't f***ing work. We've tried this already. It never f***ing works. We always make shit worse. We're not the world police. There are so many people all over the world suffering, but our priority as America is to take care of Americans. And the American people are suffering.
Thank
and now
you. Oh my gosh.
Now, I both agree and disagree with her here. And we were actually talking about this on my show a couple days ago. Yes, that should obviously be our goal. Our goal should be to take care of Americans first and foremost. It's not American first. It's America only.
I agree.
That said, A, we are the world police. We got the biggest bass military in the fucking world. And B, you can look at the Iran war as America first, and even as America only, because they are the world's leading funder and supplier of terrorist regimes and terrorist cells and whatnot. In terrorist attacks that happen in the UK, terrorist attacks that happen in America, terrorist attacks that happen in Canada, anywhere there's a Muslim terror incident, Germany, it's funded in Iran. And considering that their whole slogan is "Death to America," yeah, blowing them off the face of the fucking earth is kind of America first.
And yet we're funding them. We're still sending money to them, aren't we? Like, well, isn't that like part of the problem?
Iran or?
Well, like the sand monkeys.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of sand monkeys because there's a lot of sand monkey countries. But no, we're not sending anything to Iran. We're very staunchly against Iran. That's why we're bombing the shit out of them.
I don't know. I'm just
sorry. Go on. I didn't realize. Yeah, go for it.
They just all need to quit, and we just stop sending money. Like, stop sending money out to other countries in general. Like, just stop. Stop giving the money to the Jews.
I agree. I don't think we should be sending money literally anywhere, but I do think it is in America's best interest to get these motherfuckers, just off the face of the earth.
Oh, I have nothing wrong. Like, I have no complaints over the Iran thing. It's like, okay, we ended it in 2 weeks. Can we come back now? Let's focus.
And yes, Elmer Bot is correct. We are sending money to Saudi Arabia, which is a different kind of sand monkey.
Oh, okay.
$200 billion for war? $200 billion. Notice nobody's like, who's gonna pay for that? When it's shit like war, but when it's for your mom's diabetes medication, it's pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. $200 billion while American situations have not gotten any better. In fact, they're just going to get worse now. Everything is going to get more expensive, but that's okay, apparently. That's okay. That's not a concern.
The U.S. economy is fundamentally sound, and that if it were to be extended, it wouldn't really disrupt the U.S. economy very much.
Oh, you're
at all.
fucking lying like a rug.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, think about it. If we are going to war, of course prices are going to surge. We're not fundamentally sound. If we were fundamentally sound, prices would stop skyrocketing like they are.
Yeah, there's a lot more factors than that. And historically speaking, war actually helps economies, not hurts them, depending on how long they go on, because you've got a whole lot of like new jobs created that's creating not infrastructure, creating like products, creating weaponry, creating jobs that handle intelligence, things like that. So war usually actually helps the economy, but that's a trade-off with the fact that war is fundamentally bad for a nation in a bunch of other areas. So 6 of one, half dozen of another,
Consumers, and we'd have to think about if that continued, what we would have to do about that. But that's like really the last of our concerns right now.
Consumers. That's what we are to these people. Just good little obedient bug people, gonna go see a Marvel movie, maybe buy a Labubu, eat a little Dubai chocolate. We have no soul, no lives, no families to take care of. We are just
Sebby, war equals more money for whom? So war is great for the overall economy, but it's really, really good for the people in power. I'll put it. Yeah, that's a better way to say it.
And when we can't take care of those families, you know what their solution is? What's their solution? Take fewer trips to Starbucks. If I say what I am thinking, I will be banned off YouTube, so I will simply be silent. Gas is
That being said, Starbucks is fucking disgusting, and you should take fewer trips to Starbucks. Not for any political reason or whatnot, just because Starbucks fucking sucks. But what were you going to say, Cynthia?
Didn't they also say during Christmas time, Grandma doesn't need a present. You can save your money.
They literally said, presents should be for your children, maybe immediate family. Like, yeah, you were entirely correct.
It's going to be like a fucking $1 billion. But that's okay, guys. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Yeah. No. That's Carolyn Levitt, not Pam Bondi.
Okay, she looks awfully close. I was gonna say, yeet that bitch into the ocean.
Carolyn Levitt, I've noticed this as well. Looks like a young Pam Bondi. It's actually kind of striking.
It's crazy.
We got Butter Raymond Gold for a member for 4 months. Lately, I find women are very opinionated about things they know nothing about. Lately, homie, that's. You go back
I
to
almost
the
spat my
time
drink.
when we were all like, "Oh, we make we'll be round, fire hot." Like women were opinionated back then. Oh, you couldn't build a bigger fire. Anyway,
You couldn't make it more round?
right?
What would my
exactly.
mother think?
Long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for
Jesus
a long-term
Christ.
gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain.
Say it with me, chat. Say it in the chat if you know what this is.
Propaganda.
Specifically, what op though? What op? Lay it
Oh,
on
I
us,
have no
chat.
idea.
We talked about this literally yesterday. We did a solid hour and a half of the stream on this yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Live and Fool, say the line. Operation Mockingbird. Bingo, bango, bongo. Lessis got it first. Shout out to you.
Short-term pain for American consumers.
Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
What in the NPCS is this? It is your patriotic American duty to unplug the TVs in your parents' and grandparents' house right now. Destroy their satellite dishes. Log them out of Facebook. It is up to us to stop the boomers from sending the Zoomers to another war in the Middle East. The amount of people who were anti-regime
She
I
does
have
this thing where she rhymes in threes. I was really like, stop the boomers from sending the Zoomers to kill the Dune Cooners. Like,
I don't think she would say that.
no, you're right, but
I feel like I've had to warn my mom. I was like, Mom, you cannot take news off of Facebook at face value. They're bullshitting you like 90% of the time.
okay, did you
probably-
just accidentally come up with an awesome slogan? Don't take Facebook at face value.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
change war like last Thursday who have completely 180'd is fucking insane. I literally have no theory of mind for being that hyper partisan brained. Like a lot of these people are just like totally for this now because it's Trump doing it. Some of you are cattle. Some of you are weak. You are submissive and breedable. The only politician I simp for is Huey Long, and that's because he's dead and can't disappoint me. The worst part about this whole war thing is not the death and destruction and possible economic collapse and nuclear fallout, but the fact that it's good for the Democrats. They will probably win midterms, and if things get worse, they will probably win 2028 too. Without learning any lesson, without changing at all, they will literally run on Orange Man bad and win.
I agree completely, and I've been saying it, and I don't care how much liberal hive mind, despite the fact that I like this content, wants to try and live in this fantasy world where the right wing is doing just fine, and they're going to dominate in the midterms. Look, I would like to be wrong. Hopefully they do, but let's be real. The way I see it right now, unless you a diehard MAGA folk, most people are pretty fucking soured on Trump 2.0, and they're looking for any excuse to swing back the other way. And she's correct. The left will have learned nothing because they're not realizing that people are just upsetty spaghetti with the Trump regime. They think that people are like, oh, what we've been saying about Trump is correct. People are listening to us because we're Democrats. Fucking retards. I truly think we're going to see a blue wave in the midterms. And I hope I'm wrong, but that's where I think this is going.
I hope you're wrong as well. Holy crap.
I'm tired of politics. I am tired of voting. Take away the 19th Amendment. I don't want it. I don't want it. The men can have it. The men can deal with it. I'm done. I'm tired of voting for pee-pee or poo-poo and always getting diarrhea. I'm done. The end. End of video.
I completely agree.
Mommy's not mad. She's just disappointed. Anyway, like I said, there are many stated reasons behind this war. One of the things people blame this war on a lot is Israel. Many people believe that Iran was not an immediate threat to us, and that this is just another conflict that Israel is dragging us into.
No, Iran is an immediate threat to us. The reason they don't seem like an immediate threat is because they use a lot of go-betweens and proxies, and those are the immediate threats. They basically pay people to be immediate threats to us. But the thing is, it's a hydra. You know, you cut its head off, two more grow. You can't just keep, taking out the little terrorist cells. You got to go for the big one, which is Iran. So,
well, I don't know. I feel like what she's worrying about. I feel like we've really got to take care of a lot more stuff at home, like really stamp out this woke movement, the fuck ICE movement, like really, really put in an effort. I feel like more people would start voting Republican again, or at least start swinging back to the red if like Trump actually focused on things that we're having problem with in our own country.
Well, and while I don't disagree with you whatsoever, like culturally, we are in dire straits and have been for at least since about 2012 in the Occupy Wall Street era. It's only gotten worse. It looks like it is slowly swinging back, which is great and good, and you love to see it. But by and large, I think two things can be true. I think you can handle both. Like, I think that we do need to deal with Iran. We do need to basically just glass the entirety of the Middle East, because what the fuck are they doing over there?
Exactly.
Maybe you can leave Saudi Arabia, because I like the fact that Saudi Arabia pisses off lefties. I'll consider leaving them alone. But everyone else, glass the fuck out of them. Don't care. Yes, that includes you, Israel. And then by the same token, we also gotta like stop cutting the cocks off 12-year-olds. Like, two things can be true. And speaking of two things being true, I think it was Retromeister. Someone in the chat said, "No, that Hydra is CIA." Motherfucker, that could be multiple Hydras. Anyway. Go on, Cindy. Do you have anything to say before I hit continue?
Oh, no. Go for it.
Making us fight their war for them. Because of this and everything that's happened in Gaza, Israel's PR is in the toilet. Polls are showing Israel is becoming extremely unpopular.
Say that again with your chest.
I said, blow up Gaza. I'm so done with Gaza. Jesus Christ. Like, all our problems are because of Gaza. Fucking get rid of it.
Chat gonna love that one, dude. There are some dudes right now hoping not to get cum in their beers when they blow their load upwards after hearing you say that. Like,
especially with young people. It's getting so bad that the Israeli government literally had to pay internet influencers to say good things about them. No, I'm not kidding. This is a real thing that happened. It was filed with the US Department of Justice. They undisclosed paid a bunch of YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitter personalities to run defense for them last year, and they are most likely still doing that today. Imagine losing the internet PR war to 20-year-olds with anime avatars making TikTok edits of Jeffrey Epstein and Agartha. And listen, I know many people are tired of every.
Okay, I'd never seen that, but Jeffrey Epstein and Agartha is fucking awesome. Are you aware of Agartha? Agartha is this ancient underground civilization ran by giants that the Nazis wanted to get to, because that was where like the true master race was, and the Germans thought like they were descendants of this master race of underground giants that had like advanced technology and shit. Agartha is a wild ass conspiracy theory. We've never touched on tinfoil haters. We absolutely have to. The reason I don't like to do ones that I know aren't real, but Agartha is such a fun fucking theory that we might have to cover it anyway.
You know what would be hilarious, right? You said Hitler was looking for Agartha. If he finds it and it's all Jewish.
That would be even fucking better. That's the only time I want more Jews to exist, is for all the Jews to be in Agartha.
Everybody blaming Israel for everything. Like, oh, I stubbed my toe this morning. It was Israel. They associate criticism of Israel with people like Hassan Piker or Candace Owens. They are just tired, and I get it. Hopefully, I can bring some nuance into this discussion. Not everything is Israel's fault, but when it comes to the Middle East,
but it's pretty fucking close.
When it comes to American foreign policy, Israel is extremely relevant.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what, because I mean, I know you were laughing when you said that, but you're kind of correct. So I'm going to talk seriously for a moment, something I rarely do. Yeah, this is something I'm tired of. This is a narrative that I'm very tired of. As somebody who is anti-Israel, I'm also very tired of the everything's Israel's fault thing, because it's not. That doesn't mean we're on their side. That doesn't mean they're our closest ally. That doesn't mean they don't need blown the fuck away. But if you try and apply every single problem to one group, one person, one country, whatnot, and you're tunnel visioning, you're going to miss other problems. Israel could be, let's say, 75% of the problems, and that's great. Let's deal with that 75%. There's still 25% of some other shit that needs blown the fuck up.
I mean, 75% is a large number. If you got rid of one big ass problem, you could have time for tinier problems.
That is also true.
This is a historical fact, and if we are going to be attached to the hip to this country, we should absolutely be allowed to talk about it without a bitch in our ear calling it anti-Semitism. It is 2026. We are done with the thought-terminating buzzwords. We are done with the ists and the isms. These don't work anymore. It's not racist to criticize Black Lives Matter. It's not sexist to criticize feminism. It is not anti-Semitic to criticize a foreign country. And frankly,
I would argue
in my opinion,
it's
the
racist
worst
not
we
to
need to
do
do
these
for
things.
Jewish people.
And you would be correct to make that argument. Yes, it is racist because you have to actively think about the race, the ethnicity, the religiosity, whatever it may be. You have to actively think about that to make the decision to not commentate on it, which means you are thinking about the race or the ethnicity or whatever. Yes, it is actively racist to avoid commenting on it.
People right now is conflate the nation of Israel with Jewish people as a whole. Like, what are you doing? Oh, you don't want the world to end in some kind of nuclear holocaust? What are you? An anti-Semite? It's like when there's legislation to give pedophiles the death penalty and people come out like, this is transphobic. It's like,
Oh my gosh, that makes me so fucking angry. Just, you know what? Gas them too.
Gassing them is too good for them.
what do you mean by that? It's good to question mainstream narratives. That's why this entire channel was created in the first place. We are here to criticize the media and the government that has a history of lying to us, especially on topics like this. If you don't think that's totally valid and normal, and you think I'm an anti-
I think I need somebody to make an AI of Shoe0nHead promoting tinfoil haters, because basically this whole episode so far of what she's done is just one big promotion for our show, Cindy.
Oh, you know, we could just message her and just be like, hey,
do that too.
Semite for this? Well, I have been called racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic for the past 15 years. Honestly, what is one more to add to the list? When this all initially popped off, one of my first tweets about this was this. Many people were confused as to exactly what I...
It's actually crazy. A bunch of people in our government don't know how to read the Bible, so now we worship a foreign country that was created 80 years ago. Beast!
I was talking about. So let me explain it simply. There are people in our government right now who believe in a biblical prophecy about Israel. Pete Hegseth, Lindsey Graham, Mike Pompeo, Ted Cruz, Mike Johnson, Mike Huckabee, and many, many others believe a massive war surrounding the Middle East will bring Jesus Christ back. They want this. To them, this is the good ending. We'll all be saved. Great. Awesome. Unfortunately, many Americans and many people all around the world will die in a giant nuclear war. Not great. Bad, even. This particular religion is called Dispensationalism.
That's anti-Jesus, in fact. Oh my goodness.
Careful, your Catholicism is showing.
A type of evangelical Christianity that became popular in the 20th century. That's right, today we are talking about the EQ. The evangelical question. Evangelicals are one of the largest religious groups in America, and they are a huge, important voter bloc. Important detail to remember. What you have to understand is evangelical Christianity is absolutely fucking obsessed with...
So this is actually a good question from Tiger King Car. Is it Christianity or Judaism? So this evangelical belief it's obviously a Christian belief because it's evangelical Christianism, but Christianity, but it has ties to old Jewish traditions, old Hebrew traditions. So basically, this particular sect of Christianity is because Hebrew, Judaism, whatever you want to call it, effectively evolved into Christianity after the Jews, fucking murdered Jesus. And then the rest of the Jews that didn't like that were like, we don't want to be Jews anymore. We're going to not be that. We're going to be Christians now. And so that's how Christianity more or less became a thing, was these were the Jews that didn't like the fact that the other Jews killed Jesus. And so there are beliefs within the Christian religion that still harken back to old, like, Hebrew prophecies and shit.
Isn't it anti-Semitic to point out that the Jews killed Jesus?
I hope so, because I like being anti-Semitic.
That's just what I heard.
The end times. This isn't just like an offhand thing that's mentioned in the Bible and they bring up sometimes. No, this is like their whole fucking thing. It's like all their talks, their sermons, their books. Basically, they are extremely horny for the end of the world. And many of those people are in the president's ear right now.
Strike and 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 strike. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being
Iron Drew, as you say, you're new here. Am I religious? Yes, I'm Christian. I'm openly Christian. I've been openly Christian for many years. I just also despise a lot of Christians because the vast majority of them haven't actually read the fucking books of the text or looked into any sort of Christian theology or philosophy or anything like that. But yes, I'm a Christian.
right now. Hamanda ata ata raka teda baka sanda ata amba.
Yeah, Baka is right.
That schizo is Paula White Kane.
Also, that being said, just for additional clarification, I prefer to make my points and my argument from a secular point, just because my idea is that it's easier for other people listening to rationalize it or be logical with it if I'm making it from a secular point. But there's religious connotations, or not connotations, but religious reasons for believing a lot of things I believe.
Trump's current spiritual advisor. Like most evangelicals, she considers Israel her spiritual home, thinks Christians should be mandated to go to Israel in order to go to heaven, and believes that backing Israel is a biblical mandate. Now, what the f am I talking about? What do these people mean by biblical mandate? Well, thanks to the Scofield Bible, a version of the Bible that placed little, like, notes next to everything that explained the biblical text, evangelicals believe it is their duty to protect Israel. You're probably thinking, like, okay, so what? Like, we have overlapping interests with Israel. Who cares if these evangelicals want to protect Israel?
The thing is, it's a historic falsehood. So I assume she'll get into it, but just in case, the Israel that's referenced in the Bible isn't the Israel of today. The Israel of today wasn't created until fucking 80 years ago. So when people are like, oh, we need to defend Israel because it's in the Bible, bitch, Israel from the Bible ain't around anymore. All right, you ain't talking about the same place. It's not in the same location. It's not the same people. None of that. It's just the same fucking name, effectively.
Yeah, well, too much time has passed. Like it's kind of like the cells in your body, right? After a point, it's never going to be the original quote unquote you because you've already shed those cells, and it's just you're inhabiting the same place.
I really wish I had Angry Badger's Nerd Alert clip, but yes, you were correct.
Israel, right? Well, there's a little more to it. Basically, the evangelical dispensationalist belief goes like this. Step 1. The Jewish people return to the land of Israel. Step 2.
Please
Israel
do.
becomes the main character in a massive war. Step 3. Global destruction called the tribulation occurs. Step 4. Armageddon happens. And step 5. Jesus Christ returns.
Wherever I ran, but it's okay. I know Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back.
Sorry.
I wish this song just stopped at Jesus is coming.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, what were you saying?
I'm sorry, but if you go through all those steps, the only reason Jesus would come back would be to usher you to the gates of hell. You did a bad thing. It will always be a bad thing. I don't understand this mentality.
I try. I try to understand this mentality, but so there's a phrase that says, "Never attribute to malice that which can be more easily attributed to stupidity." Most things, if someone does something bad, oftentimes if you think about it, it's more likely that they weren't doing it to be bad. They're just fucking stupid, right?
Okay, yeah.
I don't know which it is in this case. I don't know if this is active evil or if they are so fucking stupid they're just speedrunning the apocalypse.
No, I think what it is at the top, it's active evil, and the people at the bottom are too fucking stupid to realize that.
And that's more or less where I end up falling at the end of the day, is that there is true evil, and that evil has manipulated the stupid. Yes.
Behold, The fruits of Martin Luther. To get my biases out of the way a little bit, I was born and raised Catholic. Baptized, communion, confirmation, catechism class for years, all that stuff. I stopped caring for a while and had like a edgy atheist stage as a teenager. Then I was agnostic for a while, and then in 2020, when I moved back home during COVID, I returned to Catholicism. Needless to say, I am comfortable with identifying as Catholic again today. I don't talk about this shit because it's not relevant, but it's relevant here. I have many Protestant friends, a few are evangelical. This isn't to like hate on them, even though I'm going to be making jokes, but it's just to shine a light on a heavy bias some people in power may have towards the Middle East. If a bunch of Catholics were in power pushing for us to go to war for the Vatican or something, that would also be a conversation worth having. But that is not happening right now. And if you're wondering why Ted Cruz suddenly out of nowhere is sharing like 10,000 word AI slop Twitter essays about how
I wouldn't call them slop, but they're definitely AI, absolutely. Well, you know what? Since Ted Cruz is doing it, I'll call it slop, because fuck Ted Cruz. Crowbacks with a 5-banger. Is people act like Jesus would be happy to actually see them. He was sending them the damn flood again. Not true. The Lord said he would never destroy the earth with the flood again. So instead, it'll be something different. But more or less, you're correct, Kovacs. Exactly. Shout out. Thank you. Legend. I appreciate you. And this is for you.
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
Shout out. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie.
Catholics are parasites. It's because he's butthurt that Catholics don't believe in the same doomsday prophecy about Israel as him and other evangelicals do. Catholics are not religiously obligated to support Israel. Same with Orthodox and honestly, most branches of Christianity. Evangelical Protestants, on the other hand, don't know how to fucking read and think the modern state of Israel is the same Israel mentioned in the Bible. This would be like the fry cook at McDonald's being named Jesus and you falling to your knees and worshiping him as the savior.
No, that's
and then
just
blowing
Jesus.
up the world for him.
I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate. And I've worked every day to do that. Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed.
What do we say about Muslims and Somalians, Cindy?
Low IQ?
Yes. That's not what I meant, but yes.
Go for it.
Deport them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Same thing.
Deport Ted Cruz. This is
yeah.
America first. Deport him. If you come in and you make it your like goal as a senator, as a congressman, as a governor, as a president, as whatever part of the political affiliated branch you are, if you come into this country, or not come into this country, but if you are a citizen of this country and you rise to political power and your goal is to be the leading defender of another country, fuck you and your stupid ass. Deport them. We don't need these people.
Completely agree. Yes, please. Yeet them into the ocean as well.
Agreed.
Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
No, wait a fucking minute. What book did you read?
He's from Texas. You sure he can read?
I'm from Texas. I beg your fucking pardon. I have dyslexia.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Bring up theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel.
To think all of this could have been avoided if we simply named Israel Sand, New Jersey. Dispensationalists take the Bible extremely literally. They're basically like the autism of Christianity, which is why so many Protestant evangelicals in our government are Zionists. Now, let's discuss the word Zionist, because I know that word makes some of you cringe, and I don't blame you, because it's kind of just thrown around so haphazardly today. It basically means nothing anymore. There are Zionists of all races and religions. Not all Jewish people are Zionists. Not all Zionists are Jewish. Most Zionists in our government are not Jewish. So don't let them ever guilt trip you into thinking you're anti-Semitic for criticizing people like Ted Cruz. Also, it's not anti-Semitic to criticize the Jewish people in our government either. Randy Fine? Bro is a freak. There is a reason the first time I shook Netanyahu's hand, I did not wash it until I could touch the heads of my children.
No! God, what?
Now, I could be wrong. Now, this is still cringe no matter what. That being said, I think Randy Fine actually is Jewish. That again, it's so cringe and weird, but it's at least more understandable if you're Jewish as opposed to Christian.
You can't tell me he didn't wank with that hand first.
I hate you. Moving on.
What the fuck? Anyway, contrary to popular belief, Zionism does not mean when you like passively support Israel as like a good ally to have in the Middle East. That is not what being a Zionist is. It's like a whole ideology. It's like a movement. Now, one of the major characters who believes in this like doomsday lore anime is Lindsey Graham. If you don't know who Lindsey Graham is,
Mr. Vegeta, I'm sorry, you were wrong. Israel does not just want to be let the fuck alone. The government of Israel wants to literally control the world through their own fundamentalist religious views and eventually bring about the end of the world. They admit as such. It is in their playbook. And they're
making cows.
They're making cows. It's not even a closed secret. It is an open secret. They've acknowledged this, and they are using us as the world's leading power to perpetuate their goals. Yeah, they have a greater Israel project. Exactly what we need for Sweeney.
You've probably seen him on Fox News a few times. He's been on like every single night the past 3 weeks. Making sure he is.
Dude, oh my God. Look up any Netanyahu speech that's actually an Israeli speech, not one of the ones he does in English, and listen to him talk about the Greater Israel Project. He talks about it. Like, what do you mean, according to who? According to Israel themselves. Netanyahu has stated this. This isn't just some whack shit from Al Jazeera. They say it themselves. They say it as plainly as Trump said, yeah, we went to Venezuela for oil. It's not a secret. I just don't think you've listened to anything that Netanyahu said that's not in English, which is basically just American sympathy propaganda.
The senator of South Carolina, and he is a notorious neocon war hawk. He has never met a war he didn't like. He is basically the real-life version of the Holden Blood Feast meme. That is Lindsey Graham. So Lindsey, girl's name by the way, believes that defending Israel is God's will and has said things like,
if America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
And I wouldn't blame anybody.
Pretty sure God pulled the plug on us and we started allowing them to cut the 12-year-old cocks off of boys, but that's just me.
I mean,
if they
what? Did they do that somewhere? Or do you mean with the trans movement?
I'm talking about the trans movement.
Okay, no, I think they did that beforehand, like when they started taking God out of school, or
right.
Like,
I'm pretty sure that's
around the
when
same
God
time?
was like, "Oh, fuck that place in particular."
Mm-hmm.
Assumed he was the senator of Tel Aviv and not the senator of South Carolina. When his own state was hit with a massive hurricane, bro said this.
Elon Musk for that. But look, you know, I've been going all over South Carolina like most people. I hadn't slept much. But look what's going on in Israel. They're running out of ammunition.
I would punch him in his fucking mouth.
This is the equivalent of like, actually someone said in the chat earlier as a joke, but like, oh, how can you when there's a genocide going on, like the whole Hassan Piker meme, right? Is like, how can you talk about XYZ when there's a genocide going on in Gaza? That's level. Go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that level of faggot ass virtue signaling, like, again, deport, gone, outie like 4 circles. We don't need your old white haired ass.
That's why we should just blow up Gaza at this point. I feel like that's 99% of our problems at this point.
I got 99 problems, and Israel
Gaza
like
ain't one.
7% of them, but Gaza's like the other 2.
I really feel like Gaza should not be one.
It shouldn't be. You're correct.
We have to help our friends.
The man even outright says he would support a foreign country over the citizens
Then
of
he's
America.
not American.
All the anti-Seminites, to all the isolationists, I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I'll be with Israel to our dying day.
The anti-Semites and the isolationists, the isolation, saying you aren't with Americans and are with a foreign country is so fucking insane for a United States politician to.
Someone, I think it was one of you guys in the chat, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it is, and if you're listening and watching now, let me know so I can give you credit. But someone in the chat, I believe, said during yesterday's stream, exile was an acceptable form of political punishment throughout all of human history.
Yes.
That's what deportation is. Deport these politicians. It's exile. Exile has been, again, an accepted political punishment since the fucking beginning of human civilization.
Look, I've said it before. We need to bring back like trebuchets, okay? And if you are not
the motherfuckers.
Yes, if you are in a position of power in the USA and you're like, "Oh, but we should support a different country because I don't even like our country." Trebuchet for you, buddy.
Agreed.
Say, how is this guy still in office? This is like borderline treasonous.
Israel and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people.
I'm sorry. We're going to what? It's not war if the balls don't touch. Okay, so Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz are weird, American last freaks who believe this doomsday shit, but like, who cares, right? There's a bunch of those guys. Like, who gives a fuck what they believe? Well, here's the issue. Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham might be the little birdies in Trump's ear pushing us to do this war.
I urged the president to launch this attack. As you noted, I was with him pretty much the entire day on Friday before the attack launched on Saturday. Pretty much the whole time he was asking me what I thought we should do on Iran.
And Lindsey Graham apparently had direct contact with Netanyahu. To help make the case on Iran, Graham traveled several times to Israel in recent weeks, meeting with members of the country's intelligence agency. They'll tell me things our own government won't tell me, he said. He spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
They'll tell me things. They'll tell you propaganda. They'll tell you lies. They'll tell you deceit. They'll tell you what you want to hear. You want to know why? Because historically, Jews are pretty fucking good at that. Like, let's be real. Historically, Jews are pretty good about saying shit to get their way. Why would this be any different?
Oh my gosh.
Netanyahu coaching him on how to lobby the president for action. Netanyahu showed the president intelligence that persuaded Trump to go ahead, Graham said. Ah yes, Netanyahu, someone we should definitely listen to when it comes to this subject.
There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever.
No question whatsoever.
Did they have proof?
Yes and no. I actually do agree that there was no question whatsoever. Like, yes, Iran's been very open about the fact that they would like to build nukes, and why would they be building nukes if not to blow the fuck out of us when their whole slogan is, again, Death to America. So that's why the Obama-Iran deal was such a goddamn mistake, because Obama was basically like, yeah, go ahead, use all the nuclear shit you want, as long as you don't build bombs. And we're not going to check in on you. We're just going to trust you're not building bombs. So
I'm sorry, but that should be considered treasonous.
So on the one hand, it is absolutely true that they were building nukes and they were going to at least attempt to use them on us. That being said, it can also be true that these politicians are using that fact and using that truth as a way to propagandize us and tell us and basically fund a war effort amongst the American people that they wouldn't want otherwise.
Oh man.
It's crazy how I literally warned about this happened. Like months ago, I literally warned the administration.
Red Heifer says they famously did not have proof. Technically, you are correct. It's not proof, but if you follow the course of if you follow like just common sense logic, hey, we want nuclear. We want nuclear materials. We also want to build bombs. We want to build weapons. Well, if you want nuclear materials and you want to build weapons, odds are you want to build nuclear weapons. And then who do you hate? Oh, America? Okay, so if you want to build nuclear weapons and you hate America, who's the most likely person to use those weapons on? Would be America. So while you're right, technically it's not proof, it's still enough logical consistency to know what they would do.
Keep away from Lindsey Graham. Trump, listen to me. Wait, Trump doesn't watch this shit. Vance, listen to me. Get people like Lindsey Graham far away from anyone in power right now. This little Venezuela stunt was cute, but we are not touching any other countries. We're not touching the Middle East, especially. No more Middle East. We all have Middle East fatigue. I just need to say, I don't like...
Matt Stanford he frames it correctly. It might not have been proof, but it was very damning evidence.
Ah, I see.
Being correct about this stuff, I would rather be wrong. I would love nothing more than to be f***ing wrong about everything. If we don't put boots on the ground, if we don't create a new forever war, that would be the best thing ever. You can come back to this video and say, na boo boo, you were wrong. And I would be like, hell yeah. Fantastic. That would be wonderful. I will personally write a handwritten letter apologizing to Cat Turd for not trusting the plan. I don't know what the f is going to happen. All I know is I saw a commercial for the military with white men in it. So, not a good sign. And right now, as I am making this video, our good friend Lindsey Graham is talking about putting boots on the ground.
Here's what I tell President.
And this is where I become staunchly opposed to the war. Because again, I've said I'm all for glassing these motherfuckers. And I am. I'm all for dropping all the bombs, all the drones, blowing them sky high. Don't fucking matter. The only good Muslim's a dead Muslim, and let's make them Muslims good. That being said, once boots on the ground go into effect, I'm out ski. No, that is where I draw the line. Being and that's where my line is for anti-warness. I'd say my line in the sand, but that seems a bit on the nose.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like this is the problem, right? Because at the beginning, at the end of last year, how many people said we need a good war? Well, now we're getting one, and now we're like, wait a minute, not this one. And I'm really, really agreeing with you, but I just feel like our words came back to bite us in the ass. And all of a sudden, we're just put in this kind of position, and I'm really fucking frustrated.
Now, there's also another angle to this, that because everyone wants to talk about the Israel thing, and like I said earlier, not everything's because of Israel. There is another angle to this I think people are ignoring. Wartime presidents and wartime regimes often stay in power, whether it be through re-election, whether it be because they just take the power away from the people and basically become dictatorships, like what's happening in Ukraine. Point is, maybe the Trump administration sees the writing on the wall that they're going to lose big in the midterms, like I've been saying for months now, and this is their power play to maintain power. If you've got a wartime president, if you've got a wartime administration, then people are more likely to for whatever reason vote for you because they don't want the shakeup of a new administration or new power structures while we're in the middle of a war. I don't know if that's the case or not. Like, I don't know if that's their plan, but that's just another avenue that I don't see a lot of people talking about.
Trump. Keep it up for a few more weeks. Take Cargillen, where all of the resources they have.
And Rex Bedlam says, I don't think people think like that anymore. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I'm going off the historical data. And historically speaking, and not just in America, historically speaking, the world over, wartime regimes and administrations maintain power. So maybe people don't think like that anymore. Hey, I'd be happy to be wrong. Well, I don't know if I'd be happy to be wrong because that just means the left takes over. They're just as bad, if not worse. But the point is, by and large, that has been the historical case. So I'm going to go off where the data lies. I'm going to go off what the probabilities are.
To produce oil, control that island, let this regime down a vine.
Is this going to, though, take Cargillen? Is it going to involve U.S. troops on the ground?
We did Iwo Jima.
Yo, Mervot with a two-banger says, imagine middle of war, we get a female Democrat president.
I don't think anybody's going to vote for Kamala. I don't care how desperate we are.
Oh, he said female president. I thought he was talking about Gavin Newsom.
I don't think that's going to happen either.
No, like, you know how there's stories of, like, during the Great Depression, how people were so hungry and so starving, they would, like, kill their own kids to put them out of their misery? Because that's better than going hungry for weeks and then dying of starvation.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a thing that happened in America during the Great Depression, yes. And, dude, if we mid-war and we get a female president, especially a female Democrat president, I could understand it. I see the vision.
We can do this.
We did Iwo Jima. We can do this. What the f***? For those unaware, Iwo Jima was one of the most brutal battles of World War II. About as many Americans died in that battle than all of the Iraq and Afghanistan war combined. This guy's a fucking freak, dude. Also, who the is we? We? You enlisting, Lindsey Graham? Bitch.
Well, we have the best chance in 2,000 years when Iran is neutralized.
I'm sorry, I thought this war started in 1979.
Not neutralized, neutralized.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be here all week.
Thank God
the
the week's
Iranian
almost
Revolution
over.
overthrew the puppet government we installed in the 1950s. But I guess I was wrong. This war actually started 2,000 years ago. That's right. It's not about weapons of mass destruction. It's not about bringing democracy to Iran. Turns out we're fighting an ancient desert war. Exactly what MAGA voted for. Another factor that is relevant to these warmongers banging on the war drum is, of course, money. Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham receive a ton of money from AIPAC. Many politicians in our government are paid by AIPAC, Democrat and Republican, which is why you probably don't see a ton.
Do you know what AIPAC is?
No, I don't.
Basically, it is a political funding arm from Israel. So it's a bunch of bigwig Israeli and Jewish donors that donate to both sides of the political party. That way, both Democrats and Republicans will enact policy in favor of Israel.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ton of anti-Iran war stuff coming from even the Democrats, when they would usually jump on literally anything to make Orange Man look bad. The only thing Democrats and Republicans can agree on is protecting pedophiles and war. Great. AIPAC stands for the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Now, you might sometimes see people bring up like AIPAC money, like, oh, this guy takes AIPAC money. And maybe some of you don't really understand like why that's a big deal. So I'm going to explain it in a nuanced way you can hopefully understand. The reason why people don't like big money being involved in politics in general is because it can literally purchase the way a politician will govern. For example, if a billionaire CEO of a health insurance company donates to a politician, you can bet that politician is probably not going to advocate for things like socialized healthcare or anything like that. And if a candidate takes a lot of money from something like AIPAC, that is a sign they will probably have a heavy bias toward war in the Middle East. That's why people prefer when a candidate only takes like small donations from voters. There's no corporations, billionaires, or foreign governments pulling the...
What?
Is this why they're trying to undo the Constitution so hard? Like, they are really doing a push towards that.
I don't know that this is tied to undoing the Constitution. That is more of a postmodern, post-Marxist ideology, because the Constitution is fundamentally individualist instead of collectivist. But maybe there's something there that I'm just not aware of. So no, that would be a completely separate thing, to the best of my knowledge.
Strings there. Like how I take money from you, the people. I am funded directly by Big Simp. Some politicians get paid a lot by AIPAC, and some politicians sell out for the price of a Big Mac and fries.
That they don't eat?
Weird fact, one of the top donors to AIPAC was actually the creator of OnlyFans who died recently. He gave like millions of dollars to AIPAC, and AIPAC gives millions of dollars to the people in Congress. So in a weird way, our government was partially funded by OnlyFans whores.
Which is really funny considering every OnlyFans whore on X is staunchly left. That's hilarious. Shout out to Fo Cooney for the follow over on Kick, you absolute legend.
Checks out. But you gotta understand, a lot of these guys would do it for free. Hypothetical. One country must no longer exist. A, the United States. B, Israel. Choose. Read Revelation.
Easy answer. Japan. No, America. Obviously. Fucking America. Glass Israel. America only.
I know. I completely agree. I just, they really frustrate me.
Agreed.
When people talk about the separation of church and state, this is the shit they're talking about. What the f***? Like, what do you mean there's an American politician saying he would rather the nation he allegedly serves?
Yo, Kick is wild, bro. I love Kick. Kick is wild. Glass the entire Middle East and glass Israel twice, to be sure.
Fuck yeah.
I look, I know we didn't get a super chat, but I kind of feel like I need to play this specific clip. Give me just one moment here. Where'd it go? Come on. How do I have this titled?
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm ruining the moment. Here it is. Okay. Pull that chat up again for me. I'm gonna do this right.
Boop.
Glass the entire Middle East, glass Israel twice, just to be sure.
The government can suck it.
It had to be done.
Oh my goodness.
They'll drain with a 5-banger. Next major attack will be U.S. Bank Tower in L.A. Silverstein Properties insured against attacks. Looks up pretty... Oh, so they're trying the 9/11 playbook all over again.
Wait, that's something they did in 9/11? I think Suka's right. I'm getting the crash course in blackpilling.
Yeah, all the buildings, including building 42? I don't remember the name of the building. Had insurance policies taken out against them 24 hours before the attack.
What?
Yes.
Oh
World Trade Center 7. That was the name. Thank you, Falcone. Yeah, World Trade Center 7. It wasn't just the Twin Towers. There was World Trade Center 7 was also hit and collapsed. People only ever talk about the Twin Towers. But yeah, there was another building in New York, World Trade Center 7, that was also hit and dropped.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And had insurance taken out, an insurance policy taken out against it 24 hours prior by a Jew.
Oh my.
So the situation went a little something like this.
He took cover and ran off the table.
Yeah. Shout out. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie. Appreciate you.
Be destroyed over evangelical Wakanda. Get this guy out of here. I actually responded to this guy. We had a little Twitter fight, and he just told me to read the Bible. There are people in charge of our country right now who believe we have to go to war for a biblical prophecy. That is a giant, major conflict of interest. We need to be asking people like Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham, Mike Huckabee, Mike Johnson. We need to be asking all these evangelicals in office the same exact question. Also, I just checked how much this guy gets paid from AIPAC, and whoa, buddy.
Tell me if you know why this is hilarious.
I have no idea.
He gets paid $12 million by the Jews. Look at his last name. There it is. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so here's where it gets schizophrenic as f. While I am telling you this, please keep in mind, I don't believe this. This is what they believe. Because as I was writing this, I felt like a crazy person. With the evangelical doomsday lore, there is something called the Third Temple. In Judaism, there were 2 temples. There was the first temple built around 10th century BC, and the second temple rebuilt around the exile. And the third temple is this idea that a new Jewish temple will be built on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem to help usher in end times. Also, interesting side note here: Jewish people, especially Orthodox Chabad Jews, who are basically like
smelling the rock?
Evangelicals of Judaism.
He's kissing it.
Oh.
Believe building this temple will not bring on the end times, but the Messianic Age, otherwise known as the Golden Age, where everyone will live under Noahide laws, where the concept of worshiping Jesus would basically be illegal. Meanwhile, the evangelical end times, the Jews will convert to Christianity. So Christians and Jews are both looking to build this thing for very different reasons that do not complement each other at all, yet they are both working together to do it. And both think they will be right in the end. Pete Hegseth, our Secretary of War, has openly talked about rebuilding the Third Temple.
And there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible.
Man, we just want affordable homes and groceries. What is this? And Pete Hegseth, according to the president, is apparently the guy who does not want the war to end.
I said, Pete and General Raisin Kane, I think this thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go. Oh, that's too bad.
I want to shake him so
Pete
badly.
didn't want it to be settled.
So What is so bad about rebuilding this temple? If none of this is true, like, who gives a shit? Like, freedom of religion. Well, here's the issue. If the goal is to trigger a massive war in order to get Jesus to return, they will do shit to make that happen. They will want to destroy and destabilize the Middle East, and they will use your sons and daughters.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's that?
Entire King Rex Carter, I know you hate Star Wars, so I apologize in advance for this. But have none of these motherfuckers seen Star Wars? Like, I mean, let me break this down. How this aligns with Star Wars. What's the story of the prequels? Do you know?
No, not really.
Okay, quick version. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn land on Tatooine because they gotta get some shit fixed. They find Anakin. Anakin is supposedly the chosen one, the dude that will bring balance to the fucking Force. But Anakin's too old to be a Jedi. Qui-Gon says, fuck the rules, we're bringing him back anyway. The Jedi Council says, even if he is the child of prophecy, he's too old. He can't, because of the way our world works, he is not emotionally equipped to be a Jedi. He's already formed attachments. Qui-Gon says, fuck you. If you don't train him, I'll train him anyway. I'll leave the order and train him. And the Jedi Council goes, all right, fine. We'll fucking train him. All the meanwhile, Palpatine's behind the scenes controlling and manipulating everything because he knows about this prophecy. And so he's able to warp and twist and alter Anakin and his upbringing and the prophecy to where instead of bringing balance to the Force, he murder fucks all the Jedi. We're literally watching the prequels of Star Wars in real life with these Dune Coons. Actual sand people, by the way.
Oh, man.
Like, it's crazy. People talk about the fucking Simpsons predicting the future. George Lucas was a goddamn clairvoyant. Anyway, back to the video.
To be fair, the Jedi's betrayed Darth Revan, Leon. Such bullshit.
Yeah, but that was 3,000 years ago. So that doesn't. Oh my God. Just like how wars in the Middle East have been going on for 3,000 years. Holy shit. Okay, y'all are breaking me. I gotta hit play.
To do it for them.
I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast.
Wow, the childless warmonger with no stake in the future and moles on his ass wants our children to go fight and die in another pointless war? That last thing is true, by the way, about the moles. Look it up. Actually, don't. You'll regret it. Don't. Also, the area they want to build this temple thing on already has like a big mosque on it called the Al-Aqsa Mosque. I don't know how to fucking say that. And destroying this site would have like devastating consequences for the Middle East and for us. Not that they care. Just keep an eye out if that Al-Aqsa Mosque gets conveniently destroyed by a rogue Iranian missile or something in the
and it's conveniently bright. So like you can't miss it from space.
Jewish space lasers.
Yes.
Yes, it is a holy war. We are.
You're all, yes, and then Shoe0nHead, yes.
Are being non-consensually dragged into a holy war by 3 different sets of desert people, just as I started to get my life together. Now here is the important question. Could all this doomsday talk these politicians are saying out loud just be religious pandering to the massive evangelical population that votes for the GOP to get them to vote for a war that is ultimately about, you know, like land and weapons and territory or whatever the Yes, absolutely yes. It could all be bullshit. They might not actually believe it. I mean, a bunch of politicians, like, they're going to islands and like rape kids. You think these people believe in God? But remember,
well, I think they believe in something concerning Bohemian Grove, but that's another whole other story.
Remember, like I said, many do. Sometimes people really do believe in things and they will kill and die for them. Or, you know, make you go kill and die for them. I know it's hard for people to understand.
Matt Funkool for a 2-banger. It was promised in the Star Wars movie 3,000 years ago. Shout out. Thank you for the 2-banger, homie.
this. They understand it perfectly well when it comes to radical Islam, when Muslims will like blow themselves up for Allah or whatever the Yet when it comes to other religions, like they can't really comprehend it. Just because you don't believe in something doesn't mean the people who do won't do crazy shit. Like, because they believe in something. U.S. commanders across more than 30 military bases told troops the Iran war was part of God's plan and linked it to Armageddon.
All I'm hearing is leftist Shoe wall-walling over U.S. putting boots to Islamists because they're brown. Literally in this video, she is denigrated and referred to them as brown people and sand people in a negative way. Like it's, you might not agree with the politics, that's fine, but you gotta be smart enough to know that's not what this is. I'm sorry, that's not what was said at all at any point contextually. And trust me, we got a lot of motherfuckers in here that are all for glassing Israel and glassing Muslims, like your boy. Like I've said, burn the whole Middle East down. But I also have to be intellectually and philosophically consistent. She never said that. Carlos Batista with a 5-banger. This is what I meant when I said the Night Templars to come back. God, please send the meteor already. You know, sometimes I want the same thing, but then I remember I got a lot to live for, such as this. Shout out, appreciate the 5-banger, homie.
A commander said Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it has received over 110 similar complaints describing the war as biblically sanctioned and a sign of the Christian end times. So here's the question. Does Trump believe in this? No, I don't think so. But the people around him do, and they talk about it all the time. And after Trump was like a millimeter away from being brutally and horrifically assassinated on live TV, probably not good or healthy that he has people like Mike Huckabee in his ear, the United States ambassador to Israel, saying this in regards to bombing Iran. Mr. President, God spared you in Butler, Pennsylvania, to be the most consequential president in a century, maybe ever. The decision on your shoulders, I would not want to be made by anyone else. You have many voices speaking to you, sir, but there is only one voice that matters. His voice. I am your appointed servant in this land, and I am available for you. But I do not try to get in your presence often because I trust your instincts. No president in my lifetime has been in a position like yours, not since Truman in 1945. I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven, and that voice is far more important than mine or anyone else's. You sent me to Israel to be your eyes, ears, and voice, and make sure our flag flies above our embassy. My job is to be the last one to leave. I will not abandon this post. Our flag will not come down. You did not seek this moment. This moment sought you. It is my honor to serve you. Mike Huckabee. Not since Truman in 1945.
Work the shaft, man. You got it also.
Like, all propaganda aside, that was really well written. Like, just for, like, from a literary standpoint, from like as someone who appreciates finely written words on paper, that was really nicely written.
Well, I mean, like also though, and this is just like kind of dawned on me, but didn't Trump also threatened to do something to Iran if they didn't stop hurting, or like if they started hurting their citizens when that protest was happening, and then they were like, "Oh well, fuck you, buddy, we're gonna do just that," and then they were like, "Okay, well, we also have the nuke thing on you."
Yeah, well, I mean, so there is that. How much of that was true versus a cover story or just saying shit to get a deal made? I don't know, but that was stated. Yes. Netflix says, I think Leon and I are in agreement to walk the fuck away from the Middle East. We are not in agreement whatsoever. I want all of, I've made this very clear, but I will continue to make it clear. Every single portion of that region of the world, glass. Hold on. Every single bit of the Middle East, glass. That is my position.
So, like, when they say minority, they really mean minority.
Yeah, right. I want them to be the ultimate minority, as in 0 of them left. I ain't a fan of Israel. However, I want Islam to not exist. I want that religion. Why I would rather there be Satanists rolling around than Muslims.
I mean, you're already getting that.
But my point is, if given the choice, hey, yo, Leon, which one would you reduce to 0 first? Satanists or Islam or Muslims? Muslims.
What did he mean by this, chat? In conclusion, evangelical Wakanda is an interesting aspect to all of this to consider. It might not be the only cause of the war. I don't think it is. I think there's many different reasons. But I think it is pretty important to consider the fact that there are people in power right now who are very close to the President of the United States who may be a teeny itsy bitsy bit biased when it comes to war in the Middle East. Also, draft Lindsey Graham. That is all. Thank you for your attention to this matter. If you guys want a completely uncensored version of this video with no bleeps, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get a raw version of each video a day before. Become a member of Big Simp today. Also, big shout out to Ground News again for sponsoring this video. It was hard to get a sponsor for this video. I was about to do it with no sponsor, and Ground News was like, sure, we'll do it. Talk about whatever you want. Like, that's based. That's based. Go give them some love. And I will see you guys next time with a slop video. I promise.
So this was an awesome video. I actually did not think that I was going to agree with it near as much. Oh, I'm not subscribed to Shoe on my Words of Paris account, on my personal account. Whoops. Anyway, this was an incredible video. I was not expecting to agree with it as much as I did. I still disagree pretty heavily in certain parts, but that is the sign of healthy discourse. I dropped the link in the chat for you guys. Make sure to give it a like, sub, the whole nine. This is a very, very touchy subject for some. And for those of you that this is a touchy subject for, I'm sorry, let me make it simple for you. Fuck the Middle East and fuck our own government because governments are bad and the Middle East is worse. That is my thesis on this whole thing. Cindy, do you have any final thoughts?
I thought you were going to do that hand gesture from the one guy that goes aliens and just be like, glass.
Glass.